Today we're going to be making, oh God, how to explain it? I guess macaroni and cheese tacos. So let's get started here. I have chopped me up some dill. We have a small onion, finely chopped. We've got some taco seasoning. We have 500 grams of meat. Half of a medium-sized bell pepper. Red, yellow, green, doesn't matter. Small onion. Some of this stuff we're going to be saving half of it to use for omelets. Use for omelets tomorrow. Here we've got a little bit of this is not sage. This is I can't think of the word right now. I'll come back to that in a minute. We have some chocolate mint. All of this stuff is out of my garden. We're going to take the chocolate mint leaves. I'm going to peel all those off. Martina, can you come here, please? Again, the amounts that you use is going to be based upon your own flavor palette.
Lost in my nuts.
I forget the word for this. What is it?
That's rosemary.
Thank you. And can you see if there's any bacon bits in the storage room?
Take those.
I already have. No, I'm not talking the chopped ham. Okay, I'll see if those are any good. Those have been in there for a while. I was hoping for some fresh ones, but I thought I did some more bacon bits and put them into the storage. Rosemary. So we're going to put the chocolate mint in with the dill. Put the rosemary in with the dill. The Germans call this pepperkraut. So we're going to use some pepperkraut. It has its own distinct little flavor and texture. That looks about right. We'll put the rest of that over for the omelet tomorrow. And this is my secret ingredient. This is young horseradish leaves. It's going to add a little bit of a bite to it. Nothing dramatic, but the wife doesn't like anything hot. So this adds just a little bit of spice. It's not as strong as if I had used the horseradish root, but it will give us a little bit of a ump. There we go. Let me get the blender. I I already have the tomatoes blended and setting over with a little salt and pepper and as a tomato sauce. This stuff will get added to it. We're basically making a salsa at this point. So I'm going to put a little bit of the tomato sauce in here from the blended tomatoes, salt, and pepper. So I've got something to blend up in here. So here we have it all nice and nummy. This is going to go into our tomato sauce. And this has to cook. I need to bring it up to a boil for at least 5 minutes because my wife is allergic to tomatoes. So I'm going to get the tomatoes cooking. Then what we're going to do is at the same time I'm going to brown the meat. This is from Free Range. It's a combination of 50% pork and 50% ranged beef. That's going to go into this pan. We're going to put the taco seasoning in. Again, optional. I'm going to put 1 tablespoon. That may be all that I have left in here. Yeah, about 1 tablespoon. That little bit of dab's not going to make a difference. Then in here, we're going to put half of our small onion. Again, the rest of this will go for omelets tomorrow. We're going to put half of our bell pepper. The rest of that can go in there. It's lidded. That goes in the fridge. And we're going to cook this up. Medium heat. We don't want to cook it too fast. While that's cooking, I'm going to bring water to boil, and we're going to cook our noodles. Again, grandmother recipe. put the water in. I'm going to put about a half a bag of noodles. The rest of the noodles will go up. We got our soft, the wife prefers soft tacos. I like the more crunchy tacos. We sort of mix and match. We got some sour cream for later. Bacon bits, those will go in a bit. So, while all of that's cooking, I've got the sauce, the salsa, slow cooking. The meat is frying. I have to keep turning, checking it. I've got the noodles on boiling. Next is going to come the cheese. All right, I just turned the heat off of the salsa. That's going to simmer now. In here, I'm going to put 2 cups of milk. We'll come back to more milk later. This is some Velveeta cheese. Till I do the measurements really closely. It's basically just a handful. Just going to basically chop it into chunks, put it in with the milk. Again, knives are sharp. Be careful. Be careful with them. Now we're going to put this on a low simmer and stir continuously until all the cheese has melted. And we'll come back to that in a minute. remind you, I'm not going to use all of this for this one recipe. I'll use it for some other stuff when I cook dinner tomorroor. So breakfast will be omelets. This will go in and become probably nachos, single serve hors d'oeuvre nachos. The wife likes those, which means I'll be adding chili and some other stuff to it. Martina, dear. All of my sauce spoons are missing. I didn't think you ate them, but I thought you might know where they went because they're not in the dishwasher. And they're not hanging where they're supposed to be.
If they're not in the dishwasher and they are not in hanging where they are, then they may be either over there, but if not, I don't know.
Okay, fine. This is just too big. This is too big for what I need.
Somewhere you
Out of the way, please. Thank you. Love you too. These are going to boil for, the noodles are going to boil for about 7 minutes. Okay, we can cut this heat off. And just let any juices in there reduce. I hate using these things. I have a little holder to hold everything, but since I'm using the whole stove, I have nowhere to put that. So the cutting board that I used, I put them on the cutting board, which is back over here. Ta-da! So here, our milk is heated up. Our cheese is melted into it. Good. Now we add more cheese. What I like using is a 4-blend fine cut Mexican cheese. And we just want to add enough that we eventually make a very thick cheese sauce. Remember, as this cools, it's going to thicken. Don't get cheese on a hot counter plate. And again, anything left over from this, I'm going to use in a different recipe, so nothing goes to waste. You may may have to put it onto the heat plate, which should still be warm. But we do not want to bring this to a boil, and you do not want to scrape the bottom, because 10 to 1 most people will scorch the bottom. And once you've got that scorched, if you scrape that off in there, you're not getting that taste out anymore. So just your best bet, just in case there is any scorching, is simply do not scrape the bottom. There, we're getting a nice, thick. You want to stir it really well because we don't want any cheese lumps in there. There we go. I'll put that on the back for the moment. We're going to strain our noodles. Into our noodles, we're going to add a generous portion of, these are partially dehydrated. These are not fully dehydrated, but I want them to sit in there and soak some of that up so that it's fully hydrated again. You don't want to be biting down and biting to a piece of hard bacon. That's just bad juju. There's that. Now we're going to add our cheese sauce. We don't want a lot. We just want enough that it's going to really coat those spiral noodles. That way they can, the reason I use spirals for this is they can hold a lot of cheese and hold that bacon bit and stuff in between the little spirals instead of using the elbows or the flat noodles. And now we're going to let this sit just for a few minutes to let those bacon bits absorb moisture and soften up. Make sure we've turned off all of our tops. So now our noodles have been setting. They're nice and thick. Everything's held together. We're going to take half of our meat, which is about 250 grams, and our other stuff that we mixed in and cooked. Again, this goes for a different recipe later. Martina, dear.
Yes.
Can you come taste, please?
Can I come what?
Taste. Try that and tell me what you think.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. The first thing we do is we take a little bit of sour cream and press it onto the soft tortilla. Boom. Then we take a little bit of the sauce, very little. I put a lot of mint in this, so, you know, depending how much, if you put mint in it or not, it can really overpower things if you put a lot on it. And there you go. Boom, or booyah as they say. Enjoy.